Also, another one of the commands, exclamation mark bets. Do make sure to check that out. But it looks like we're off. Oh no, and Mike is...
And a big oof from Mike.
Oh no.
He selected a file that already had 33 exits on it, as opposed to a fresh file. He started in the Valley of Bowser, right outside Bowser's Castle.
Tragic.
It's one of the biggest cycle skips I've ever seen.
My goodness. Yeah, actually, it made me think there as well. Have we seen any Yoshi's House yet? But we haven't on the restream, but possibly one of the other racers. But in terms of this restream, Dots is probably the favorite, followed by Marcelo. I mean, Dots and Marcelo are both really, really good at this game. Anybody who's familiar with SMW will have heard of Dots, creator of the practice card and, well, just a lot of different hacks. Backwards SMW, WMS, loads of different things.
Yeah, he's definitely done a lot for the community. And Marcelo is someone who I've been very into recently, watching him on Twitch. And he's always fun to watch. He's a great guy, awesome runner.
Yeah, I've mentioned quite a lot this tournament that Marcelo, for some reason, seems to fly under the radar. He really is showing himself to be one of the best players. I think that's probably going to continue. But for now, Marcelo is a bit under the radar. People don't seem to realize just how good he is. And he took I think he took the biggest race yesterday of 15 people, so I think that's something.
Oh yeah, I believe he took the very first race of the day yesterday.
Oh, it's the first one? Yeah, that had 13 people in it, so that's crazy.
It was pretty impressive. Especially watching his all castles. He's really good at that, so him shifting over to No Star World was probably a pretty easy transition for him.
So we're going through YI4 at the moment. I'm not sure, did we see any shell jump attempts? Did Dots attempt it?
I'm not certain.
We're going to see if... No, Mike spin jumps in that shell. Like, he knows. He knows.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so spin jumping in that shell, if you're not doing a shell jump, does reduce a little bit of lag. I'm a big fan of it myself. I think I mention it every time.
No, you have to. I don't see how people don't do it. Just stomp the shell. It's a free few frames, you know? Why not pick it up?
You probably heard that meowing in the background. Sorry about that. It's cool though. Did we see 281s? I just got distracted there for a moment.
Yeah, they're doing good coming out of Iggy. Marcelo and Dots are keeping this pretty tight. Blue Saint's right there with them. Dots trying to squeeze himself inside that crusher for a second. We got 240 Iggy's, a 38 from Blue Saint as Mike is going into Iggy.
Yeah, that was a good start for everybody. Assuming that Mike didn't start on that 33 file as well, that was a decent world one.
Yep, he would have been right there with him.
At least RTA, he doesn't have to worry about that mistake, but that will count for this race.
Yep, he would have been right there, tied up. Looks like everyone's going into DP1 about the same time, roughly. It's definitely still anyone's game.
Okay, 3 nice cape grabs.
I guess we're looking for a 362 here. We'll see what people get.
362 requiring you to be able to identify that top flight speed or at least just get lucky. 360 rolls from Marcelo and Dots.
Yep, and a 360 from Blue Saint. Those are still great times.
Ooh, Mike is probably closer to a 62. Oh, but he sort of got caught up in the pipe there.
Yep, getting that key grab is a very important part of getting the 362. I don't come across him too often myself.
Ooh, right over the shell. He decides not. Oh no!
Oh! So we have Marcelo and Blue Saint missing the dry room. Blue Saint losing his cape to that Koopa, and Marcelo just going over the Koopa himself. Something interesting I know Dots did is he did a normal fly and spun the Koopa as opposed to a usual spin fly you see people do. I think that's
He does that as well. I'm not sure. It probably saves like a frame or two or something, or maybe it's just more consistent. Oh no! It's almost like Lucian forgot that he couldn't spin that rip fish.
He went straight through the rip. And he comes out.
But I'm gonna say that Lucian will definitely go back for cape.
I mean, you've got to, right? It would just save so much more time at the end.
To, unless you do DP3 capeless and then grab the cape after the midway, which is a play I actually normally go for, but not recommended. It only saves like 3 seconds over going back.
Right, especially in a race setting. It's much safer to just take cape early.
I actually did that in my 96 exit tournament race, and it worked out somehow.
Alright. Good flight from Dots taking off there. I seem to have a hard time getting P-speed here on these rotating platforms, but Dots and Marcelo making it look easy as always.
Yeah, that early P-speed, it always sort of feels like, whenever people ask me how do you get that, I just say, well, you start flying the moment you feel you should have fallen off the platform already.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it can be it can feel inconsistent and a bit spooky. Lucian having no trouble though.
Alright, and this is another level they're going to be flying through where their flight speed matters.
I just posted ! bets in chat there. All of the revenue will be going back into tournament prize pools, so it's definitely something to check out. Plus the extra incentives set up through the deal. So definitely give that a check if it's something you're interested in. Non-US residents only, and possibly New Jersey. I'm not sure. I did say I'd check that out, but I forgot.
That's fine. We don't consider New Jersey the US anyways, right? And viewers outside the US, they can sign up if they click the link under the command there and get a free €20 bet.
20 euros, nice. Euros is money for all you
US people. I was about to say, is that like money?
Yeah.
I like money.
The euro, or well, a lot of euros would look very similar. Canadian money, it looked very colourful, kind of Monopoly-esque. But that was a nice castle to Marcelo.
It really was. Dot's coming up to Morton right now.
Whoa, and Mike grabbing that spring and really didn't leave himself with too much time.
No, he didn't, and he takes damage losing his cape near the top of Morton. He still has
see that Mike's screen? The dry bones to the right died even though he didn't touch that. Did anybody see that? That was so weird. That makes no sense.
I just watched it. Yep, I just watched it on the actual stream again on the delay. And
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
As he ran into him.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's crazy. I have not seen that before. But even with that, Morton room 3, he still pulls ahead in the lead from Blue Saint. As we see Marcelo and Dots go into VD1.
That's weird. But yeah, VD1, it's certainly a level that you... Okay.
Marcelo's flight doesn't go high enough. He doesn't quite make it over the ledge. He's got to back up and get flight again.
Nicely done. And thankfully as well, if you hit that vine on the way down, you don't have to make it the full way up the next time, you know, if things are kind of getting a bit out of hand.
Absolutely. Dots had a great run of that level. He pulls ahead of Marcelo.
And Dots with an absolutely beautiful VS1. That is exactly what you're looking for in this level. Very nicely done. Very good.
And a nice little duck jump into the end. Marcelo not far behind him at all. Looks like Mike had to go back and get his cape and get set up, and that gives Blue Saint a small lead currently.
Okay, it's going to be Mike's turn. Hopefully, BD1's going to be treating him nicely. Wait! Mike went back for cape, but he's using the US version. He forgot, didn't he? He could have got cape in this level.
Oh, absolutely. That's a difference a lot of people don't know about.
Not only that, he could have got cape and Fireflower.
In the chamber with the Yoshi coin in the US version, which Mike is using, there is a cape hidden in one of the turn blocks. It is not in the Japanese edition, it is in the US version, which Mike is using, so he could have gotten a cape there. But that's, I mean, I wouldn't have even thought about that. He picks up a good backup. And it was a good thing he did. He makes his way up.
Dots and Marcelo just flying over the Yoshi food, and Mike is getting beamed pretty happily.
Yep, Dots and Marcelo are just going through the fly-through levels. You're going to be seeing a lot of cape pumpkin going through. But they're going to be going into that fortress, which I love that fortress. I don't think it gets near enough love.
I'm a big fan of Vanilla Fortress as well. It's quite satisfying. I love the swimming in this game. It's just seems to feels like it makes so much sense.
Yeah, the swimming mechanics in this game are, bar none the best. And this is one of the few forts that allows you to kind of look cool while you're doing it, getting close to those ball and chains.
Yep, constantly threading the needle.
And this last dry fish that comes up at the very end, I always have a hard time squeaking just under before you go into the pipe.
Yep, that fish, and then the last one in this room as well. Very similar.
They use dirty tactics. But Dots, of course.
Showing us how it's done, though. That was nice.
Very nice to see how his Reznor goes. Pretty good, not bad at all. We're going to see Marcelo heading into Reznor himself. Blue Saint not too far behind at all. A very similar Reznor kill from Marcelo. Alright, and with Blue Saint heading into Reznor, the current standings are Dots in first, Marcelo in second, Blue Saint in third, and Mike pulling up the rear in fourth, going into the fortress. While Dots and Marcelo are doing everyone's favorite level. I think it has been scientifically proven that this is everyone's favorite level. It's an auto-scroller that you can't even hang out on because these platforms are constantly moving or dropping out from under you. So it's an auto-scroller that you actually have to pay attention to.
Absolutely, and we might get to see some swag attempt from Dots, although he's flying over those shells, so clearly not. There are a bunch of gyps you can do in this level, including mine swag. I think Marcelo tried it yesterday. Maybe we'll...
Why don't you describe that?
Promising.
Dots still just flying through that level. I can't imagine what his speed is right now.
I really am not a big fan of flying through this level. I just find it more, just inconsistent, risky. Miss one kip, you're dead. Maybe.
Why add the potential of death in an auto-scroller,
Oh, there's one dip for Marcelo.
Marcelo's swagging out.
Ooh,
He got a dupe off and leaving.
I think in the 96 Exit Championship, we saw we saw Mr. Stiverson do some spin jumping on those yellow blocks and fall to his death. Definitely don't want to start spin jumping there.
Yep, that just sets off a fuse if you do that. And they're just back to flying over the levels. Getting very close to the castle, though. The castle is an awesome level.
Yeah, Castle 4 is a lot of fun. We're probably going to be seeing a range of strats for Room 2.
That's what I can't wait to see. I want to see who does Cape, who does Flower, and if they keep them.
Well, I'm a massive advocate of switching to Fire in Room 2. I have a feeling I know what Marcelo and Dots are going to do, but I saw what they did yesterday. But who knows?
Yeah, personally, I stick with Cape. But, everyone has their own preference.
I think it is about 50-50.
Alright, Dot's switching to Flower.
And I believe Marcelo is going to keep Cape. I think that's how he approaches it.
Yep, and he's keeping Cape and going for it.
Made it look very, very easy there.
Oof,
I assure you it's not. Oh,
it is.
Dots, no.
He lost his Flower in Room 3.
Yeah, that's possibly the worst room to lose Fire, just in terms of you're so close to getting all that time save.
Yeah.
Like Dots is going to have to go for a cycle skip. If he hits Ludwig in the air, gets it. Very nice. So Ludwig doesn't go into his spinning defensive stage again. And you've only got one cycle.
And you see,
okay.
Marcelo is neck and neck with Dots right now. That's the difference between Cape and Flower in Ludwig's room.
Yeah, that Fire floor is pretty huge there.
I mean, they are synced up. This is looking great.
And yeah, if you don't get that cycle skip as well, you're obviously losing even more time.
Oh yeah, it can be tough to hit Ludwig in the air as he's coming down.
Yeah, it's very easy just to bonk off him.
Alright, and they're coming out of the cutscene at the same time while Blue Saint is against Ludwig in the room right now. Going for a cycle skip and getting it.
Nicely done. Well, it's time for Forest of Illusion. We have some pretty big levels coming up here. Including the possibility of Dots going for wings in this level. I can't remember whether he does, but I think he probably will attempt it.
Yeah, absolutely. Pay attention to Dots, and we're going to see if he pulls off this very tight strat where he's going to create wings within the level.
He is going for it.
Yes, this is going to be great. Fingers crossed.
I hope he gets it.
So he's going to dupe that block.
Well. First try.
Both of them.
So good.
Both of them first try. They dupe that P balloon block to the up and left, creating Yoshi wings. And they get out of the level so quick.
But it's not over yet because we require even more good execution and a lack of bad luck, hopefully. If
So
Dots gets in here...
Oh!
Such a rogue.
And Marcelo in first try.
Wow, and a very nice left side clip for Dots. Yeah, so once you're in that corner, after manipulating her subpixel, it's 75% chance that Dots would have made that. Now, sadly, Dots got the 25%, but got in there on the left-hand side, so beautifully recovered.
Yep. Absolutely. You can do everything right in Yoshi clips, and there's still a 25% chance of you not getting in at no fault of your own.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that can be very, very frustrating because you feel like you've done everything right, like you say, and then the game, denied, no thanks. Please come again.
Alright, we got Blue Saint going for the same clip with a green Yoshi. Notice the difference because he didn't go for wings. He got in first time. That was a great clip.
Beautiful. He's going to be happy with that.
Mike is just now entering the Forest of Illusion with Marcelo and Dots trying to work their way out. And grabbing that block that just disappeared on Blue Saint's screen can actually be kind of tricky whenever you're going for Yoshi Clip the first few times. Grabbing that key is free, but the block beforehand can sometimes lead to some heartache. All right, Marcelo and Dots are just neck and neck going into Roy's Castle. We're going to see some cool flight mechanics here.
I certainly hope so.
Both of them dive bombing through the Potobos.
That was really unfortunate, and you could tell from Dots' sort of reaction to that his cape pumps weren't good. He needed another half there. I think he might have got fast flight. I think that's why that happened, and you've just got to adjust. Yeah, it's hard to see that, but it's something that was. Oh, yeah,
it's a very high risk, high reward strat, and you see the proof of that right there. Dots taking damage from that Podobo, having to go back for cape. So Marcelo takes the lead, and he's already out of Roy's Castle.
And I mean, Durwood yesterday as well asked me, okay, so what is your percentage? Well, actually, first, Blue Saint. Nice.
Nice from Blue
asked me
Saint.
what my consistency was, and I said, yeah, top runners will literally get it, like, in the high 90%.
Absolutely.
But it's possible to miss it. It really is. I probably will miss it in at least one of my races as well.
All right, Blue Saint has pulled ahead of Dots due to the Roy Fly death. Mike has already clipped in, and he's grabbing the key to get out.
That was a very funny left-right from Mike. Mike was like, wait, did I put this key in the keyhole? No. No. Yeah, Blue Saint, that was a really good for us.
All right. Marcelo making his way after this level into the ghost house. I think the scariest ghost house. I think when making this game, they put all the spooky they could into this next ghost house. Blue Saint and Dots are chilling in the cutscene right now. And there's the fishing area. He can ruin a lot of chances for this level, but I'm sure Marcelo will get through him with no problem. Damage canceling with the cape through there, going into room 2. This strat's always fun to watch, as he does another damage cancel through those boos, bouncing off of them and into the door. And he's going to grab...
also getting that fast. That's super, super fast fly.
Oh, yeah. Getting that 64 speed from the pipe fly.
So good.
Mike did a good Roy fly right there.
My goodness, Mike. My goodness.
Oh, yeah, no. How's he gonna... Oh!
Oh, my goodness.
Oof, after getting through a Roy fly, that hurts.
Yeah, especially like you mentioned there.
Because not only did he lose cape, but he also lost what would be in his item box, whereas he would have preserved that if he had just fallen in lava.
That's actually another good point.
So
gotta make sure he doesn't merge with those wigglers and die. But he's good.
Oh,
that's not good.
Mike went back for cape, missing it because of that Koopa underneath the multi-box. Has to go back in for cape. Marcelo making his way down the vertical level.
So it has been just the tiniest bit shaky. I mean, as expected, in the Forerunners, there have been a couple of small mistakes, but overall, it's been pretty good.
These are fantastic runs, absolutely.
But again, this category just reminding our runners, I'm not as free as you might think. And things can just go drastically wrong.
Especially when you talk about Roy's Castle.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Mike losing cape again. Oh, he sticks the landing.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't think he was making that to the right side. I thought there was absolutely no chance, honestly.
Ye of little faith.
It just didn't look far enough, but wow. At some point, I want to see someone do a P-switch jump out of that pit to save themselves.
He had
I've
a
done
good
the wall
setup
jump
for
in
it.
the first part, now someone has to do the even cooler thing. Oh my goodness,
Ooh.
Marcelo, that was close.
Yeah,
That was
Marcelo's
close.
strats for that are absolutely insane. I love seeing room 2 of this castle. He misses the flight going up above those saws, though. So he's going to have to take this next part. Nope, no caution whatsoever. He's just getting a damage boost through that third crusher. This room 2 is a favorite of mine. If you have cape, this can look so nice.
Oh yeah. It's very, very satisfying.
Getting through.
Nice ending.
No problem. Dots and Blue Saint are just neck and neck right now. Coming out of the secret level, going towards Windy. Everyone's favorite boss. Marcelo getting some good hits. Oh, this is such a tense room, just filled with saws.
Yeah.
One wrong flight, you are done. Dots decide not to damage boost into that third crusher. It can be a smart and safe choice.
Yes, Carlos, I will be taking part. I'll actually be commentating the first 3 of today's session and then participating in the last 3. Yeah, Zero, there are 6 matches, this being our first. Oh no!
Blue Saint taking a death in room 2 of Windy's castle.
Yeah, sorry for kind of interrupting you there, but my goodness, that was...
Oh, no worries. Came in right as we get to see him do it again. Not having much issues in Windy, but it gives Dots the lead between them two. Dots is still not far behind Marcelo. Marcelo has to play really tight if he wants to take this. And Blue Saint taking another death in Windy fight, running straight into her. Oh, and that fishing Eerie. And another Eerie. Taking power-ups away from Mike as he goes into room 2 of the ghost house. Marcelo going for that despawn and getting it. And he's just going to damage boost through that. They're going to take his cape, but no worries. He's got one in the item box. You can see Dots going for that backup cape as well. Blue Saint back in room 2 of Windy. So you see Mike has to use those boos to get up onto the platform because he doesn't have the cape to get through the boos themselves. Orb. Great orb from Marcelo. His Dots is not far behind him, swimming through those boos. He's got a despawn. He's going to take some damage here.
Dots getting the scrolls despawn again. He got that yesterday. Very nice.
It's absolutely insane. Marcelo went for the scroll himself.
And Marcelo just going through VOV1 here. Needs to make sure he doesn't frame rule. Yeah, that was close.
These Monty moles are just awful in every way. Alright. Orb. Blue Saint heading into the level to pick up his orb. As we see the Valley of Bowser rise up for Dots. Going into Vob 1 as Marcelo enters Vob 2. He's going to be going for the secret exit on this level. I feel this secret exit for a casual player, I remember as a kid, was near impossible to find. Alright, Dot's doing a good job through Vob 1. Not taking anything from those Monty moles. Oof, Marcelo was going to go for a good run through that, but...
Interesting. Okay, so I thought, like, he got the backup skip. I thought he was maybe going to do the double cycle skip, but... I mean...
No, I think he's just playing it nice and safe right now.
It actually, I don't know, maybe I miscounted, but it looks like he got back on the right cycle anyway, so... I'm thinking he actually already had that backup skip, just... Yeah. Right? I don't know. It's good anyway. I can tell by the in-game timer it's fine.
All right, let's see what Dots is gonna do in this.
Or no, wait, he did miss a cycle.
Yeah, Marcelo went for a run and just didn't. He got caught up on a block and decided not to take it and waited another cycle out.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
Dots showing off how quickly that cape can be spammed in succession. And Marcelo is out, going into the fortress. This fortress can be a bit of an issue for some players. It's just filled with crushers that are waiting to take your life.
It can be very, very tough. And certainly with the big strats in this level as well. Okay, he got quarter clipped. He might still got it back as well.
Oof. Oh, no. He's not going to be able to... Yep, he's got to stick around for that cape.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to let that crusher take it from him. He's trying to build up peak speed on the...
Yeah. He did that extra run back, so he might have got hit by that Buddha boot.
It was so sketchy.
Wow. Wow, look at this ending. Nicely done. Very good, Marcelo.
All right, Dot's keeping his P speed. He's getting close to Marcelo now, going under the crush.
Mike was somewhere in that level, but that is unfortunate.
Yep, that is
returning the favor. Look at that. That was an even nicer finish. Dodge really saved quite a bit of time back there.
Taking damage on the Reznor, losing his cape though. He's gonna have to take this fight to the platforms. Or Marcelo is in Dark Room, threading that needle but not getting it, losing his cape to the Mecha Koopa.
Ooh, we might have a race between Marcelo and Dots again.
We have two capeless runners, one of which in Bowser, Dots right behind him.
Now, I wonder how Marcelo is with his cape, or no cape fight, because I know that Dots pretty damn good at it.
Yeah, I mean, they're both phenomenal at it, so there shouldn't be any issues, but that's what we always say, right?
Yeah. Also, reminder everybody that there are 5 more qualifier matches today. That's on Mike.
Mike taking damage again right before Wendy.
You still have time to sign up for the tournament. The tournament registration will be open for the next 5 days, as long as you can do at least 3 races. Oh, there we go. Speed Gaming ahead of the curve there.
Yep, we've got all the links there for your schedule, the Discord. You can check out the bracket that will be used in the future and get all the details on the $750 prize pool for this tournament.
So nice.
All right, Marcelo going for ball skip.
Here as well.
Good ball skip from Marcelo. And Mike dying to those Potobos and Windy. The same has definitely happened to me before.
I'm sorry, what was that on Dot's screen? Did he just take the pity shroom?
I believe he did, you know?
Wow. Also, that actually will not work. That ball skip was too early.
I don't think that was ball skip. Yeah, I think he was a little too early. The animation didn't technically start. So he's going to have to take a second ball. Marcelo.
It's karma for the pity shroom. 100%.
Oh, 100. I mean, there's science to back that up.
Manipulation.
And Marcelo getting that last hit right there. We're going to see Peach drop a GG for Marcelo with a 34.55.
Marcelo just dealing out more casual 34s like it's nothing. Yeah, very well done. That was amazing.
Dot's going into the last phase of Bowser right now. By hitting Bowser right when he starts his animation of jumping, you can make him bounce 5 times as opposed to 8. And that's why you'll see lots of runners throw that first Mecha Koopa through Bowser's clown car as he becomes
GG.
active. And a GG for Dots with a 35-15.
SRL 0? You've used SRL before. But you could use Live Split as well. Yeah, actually, let me just jump into the SRL room, because even though Dots was second on the restream, there's no guaranteeing that he's second in this race. But he is.
Yes.
Just easy.
Yep, the technical SRL times would be a 34:49 for Marcelo and a 35:18 for Dots. No one else has finished, so they are the first and second place for this qualifier currently.
We probably are going to see others finish up very, very soon here. Also, Blue Scent is about 2 minutes away from finishing as well. But big congrats again to Marcelo for taking his second of the qualifiers. Now, position in these races isn't super important. It's more about the time that you achieve. But hey, coming first in 13 people and then 11 people, yeah, you would take it for sure.
Yep, these were great runs that we just saw from the runners. We've got Blue Saint with Cape in the Bowser fight. He brought a backup Cape just in case. Can't say I blame him.
And Thug KJ is finished up in third place at the time of 37.18, very closely followed by Shady Force in fourth with 37.21. Congrats to both of them.
Very close, and a good GG to Thug and Shady.
Shady saying the dot done was a few seconds late, so we might have a very, very close match for third.
Which is crazy to see. Most people never have an issue with dot done in SRL. I don't think that's a thing. So that's
I don't think that's ever happened before, ever. So there's a first for everything.
All right, Blue Saint going for that ball skip right now. I believe that was a good one. He has Cape, but he still went for that underball skip. Find that to be unnecessary risk with that ball coming at you. But if you're comfortable with no Cape, I guess it's comfortable for a lot of people. All right, and Blue Saint's going to be going into the final phase of the Bowser fight.
There are a couple of people that prefer that no Cape ball skip. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, some people can have a Cape and they still prefer to do a technical capeless. Oh no, Blue Saint losing it on the last hit. Not only losing Cape, but one of his Mecha Koopas finally gets that last one off. Thank goodness. I was worried something might happen. And he finishes up with a 38-20. Technical SRL time is a 38-21. GG's to Blue Saints. Now we've got Mike making his way through Valley of Bowser, which he's small, no Cape, and Monty Moles. This is always a terrifying situation. Oh, just barely missing that chuck. Coming through in a good exit. And once again, GG to all these runners. This is just race 1 of 6 today. We're gonna be having races pop up about every 50 minutes. And entries are still open. So if you're interested in No Star World for Super Mario World, you should definitely check it out. Races will be done through SRL, and these qualifiers will determine the seating for the brackets. And using command bets, you can get all the information for the matches in this tournament that you can bet on, including qualifiers, at the link that pops up. And once again, all proceeds will go towards increasing the prize pool of the already existing $750. So if you are a
that
viewer,
also includes the upcoming tournaments as well. So it's not just for the SMW; it's for pretty much everything in 2019. So definitely good to see it move this direction, sort of more sustainable model for these types of prize pools, and crowdfunding as well also works for that pretty well. But this is, yeah, I'm really loving what I've seen so far from the No Star World tournament.
Yeah, there's been a great response in the amount of people who are running this tournament. I think is going to be great. These qualifiers are a good indication of that.
Yeah, and it's really, really going to make that final bracket feel like every match is worth it. I mean, we're doing so many qualifiers to get in for a best of one, which is crazy. So every one of those matches is going to be insanely hype.
Yep,
Very, very
absolutely. Exciting. And if you're a viewer outside of the US and you want to get down on maybe some bets for these races, you can click on the link using the command exclamation point bets and click on the promo.vi.gg link and you can get a free €20 bet. So Dots is going back, practicing his room 3, which is a good idea. He did lose Flower on that during last run. This is Mike going through the fortress. Oh, it's such a sketchy fortress with those crushers.
Dots really showing us how that room 3 is done as well. It's very, very tough. Very tough to do it optimally. Those fences. Very nice.
All right, Mike taking it nice and safe through the fortress, which I do not blame him for. Especially with no backup cape to be seen. He's cutting it close with those crushers. Oh, yep. And he takes a death in the fortress, getting caught under one of the last crushers before Resner. So he's going to have to take this small. There's not going to be power-ups waiting for him.
Also, just a reminder that this next qualifier match is getting kicked off in about just over 5 minutes. So if you want in that, want to register up for the tournament and get into one of these qualifier matches, you still can. !SMW.
Yep, there is still time. This is a great game to speedrun, especially if you haven't speedrun games before, or if you're just casually into it. Everyone knows Mario. This is a great jumping off point, is learning this game, and you're seeing some great runners showcasing how to do this. It's great to see everybody racing No Star World currently. It seems every time you click on the page, that's all anybody's running right now.
Yeah, No Star World is the perfect starter category. I mean, 11 exit as well. But if you're wanting anything more than 10 minutes, sorry, I wasn't sure if that was on my end. But yeah, if you're wanting anything more than 10 minutes, because most categories are longer than that, it's a really, really good way to sort of get into that mindset of sitting yourself down for 35 minutes, being able to play well for that amount of time. It is a lot. It is a lot, but it's a good category to get started with.
Absolutely is. All right, we're getting everyone set up for the next qualifier round coming up here at the Super Mario World No Star World Winter Tournament on twitch.tv/speedgaming.
Also, this downtime that we have between matches is also a good opportunity. If anybody has any questions, has anything that they're unsure about or would just like to ask about, now is a good time to do that.
Absolutely. Looks like things went dark on our end,
Yep, no worries.
and we're okay. We're just getting all switched out and making sure things are good.
And thank you for that tier 1 sub, 16 months in a row. That's insane. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for supporting the community. Enjoy those emotes. And snacks, yes, they are allowed to use Yoshi during these runs. The rules as stated is that they just cannot use Star World to get to Bowser. And so they take a long route around above Vanilla Dome, going through the Forest of Illusion, and making their way to Bowser. And they will definitely use Yoshi's to achieve this. And this tournament is open worldwide. We have lots of runners from all over the world coming together to race this. There's all the information for the schedule, the Discord, and details about that $750 prize pool.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Speedrunning and SMW in general are just very, very international. Oh no! Okay, I thought we were going to have Barnoil on stream. I was going to say possibly one of the most famous / infamous racers on SRL. Some thousands of races, but not at the moment. Although I'm looking forward to seeing how Barnoil does in this tournament. I think he's well, I was going to say I think he's going to surprise people, but if he did well, he wouldn't be surprising people. So I think we're not going to be surprised if he does well.
I don't think he has done any qualifiers so far, at least not yesterday.
I think he was in that last one, but not on stream.
It'd be good to see his times if he's qualifying today. We got 2 more runners in on the restream right now. We have Classic James and Zero Maverick, who are going to be joining us in racing.
Also, something to point out that Carrick and I will be joining you again for this match. Then for the next match, I will be joined by Jarl Carl. Sorry about that. And then for the last 3 matches, I'll be off, and I'll probably be participating in all 3 of them, I guess. So you're stuck with us for now, and then we're going to mix things up just a little bit.
All right, I'm glad we have Marcelo and Dots on the right hand of the screen. And their last race was pretty close. So it will be interesting to see this little rematch coming up between the two and how close they stick together.
And the other interesting thing, out of Castle 4, Dots was actually ahead, even though he clearly lost over 10 seconds to that Fire Flower. So who knows, we could see